Hi dears, in this video we are going to see 6th Social Geography Chapter 4 Maps. Already we gone through Chapter 3 Motions of the Earth, that is movements of the Earth. Now Chapter 4 it is maps. In our life period we gone through many maps like India map, world map, in India also political map, physical map, thematic map, like that we gone through different types of maps. Just in this chapter, we are going to see what is meant by map, what are the types of map, and what are the components of map. Let us start the chapter. Now comes the introduction of this chapter. Actually, in previous chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, we gone through about the whole earth, that is a globe, complete earth. If you want to study earth as a whole, for example, if you want to know how much of water is covered in the earth, you need to take earth as a whole. If you want to study particular part, for example, if you want to study India or some particular part in the globe, then map will give you more advantage than globe. So now we can define map. A map is a representation of earth's surface or a part of it. Maybe part of it means, for example, India. In India we can take even Tamil Nadu map, like that, part of it on a flat surface. Yes, globe will be like a spherical surface. So it is very tough to learn in spherical surface. For example, in right side I am giving you a globe, that is sphere shape. In left side I am giving you a map, that is flat surface. Where can we get more informations? Yes, it is very easy to get more information from map, that is flat surface. A map is a representation of earth's surface or a part of it in a flat surface. So there are more advantages in map than in globe. It is very easy to study in map because it is a flat surface. And we have one book, collection of maps. Many maps will be there in book. What is the name of the book? Everyone came across this. That is a book named Atlas. Next comes types of maps. We broadly divide these types of maps into three: physical map, political map, and thematic map. Physical map means all the natural features that is given by God. What are the natural features? For example, mountains, rivers, plains, plateaus, oceans, everything it is created by God, natural features of the earth. It is called as physical map. If in some maps, if for example in India, if we are showing some river maps, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Kaveri, like that, if you are going for some river maps, it is called as physical map. So it is also called as river map or physical map. Like that, whatever natural features of the earth which shows in the map, it is called as physical map. And second one, it is political map. What is meant by political map? Political map shows different countries and states. For example, if we are taking India and its states, if we want to know about where are the places in India, South India, North India, what are the states inside India, then we use political map. So it shows countries and states. For example, towns, cities, villages, countries, states, everything regarding this, every places if we are studying, it is called as political map. And finally, the third one is thematic map. What is meant by thematic map? It focuses on specific informations. For example, in Tamil Nadu, whether there is rainfall yesterday, particular, it says some informations. It gives you some informations. Where are the forests in India? And where are the roads in particular? If you take one village, where are the roads? Like that, it will give some specific informations. So it is called as thematic. So here comes the components of maps. Previous topic is types of maps, that is physical map, political map, and thematic map. Here comes the components of map. Which are the components used to fix a map? First one, distance. Second is direction. And third one, symbols. First we go through distance. Distance. For example, you can fit a whole world in a single paper. For example, world map. See, the world map can be fit in a single paper. We can reduce the entire world into a single sheet or a paper. Right. So, here is the important definition, scale. What does mean by scale? For example, just I will show you. Here is your home. This is your home. This is your school. The distance from home to school is 10 kilometer. How much of distance from your home to your school? 10 kilometer. Now you consider whether you take this 10 kilometer as such in the map. No, map will be like A4 sheet size only. So we cannot draw 10 kilometers in the map. So here I am taking the distance between your home and school is 2 centimeter. So what does mean by scale? The ratio between the actual distance and distance shown in the map. What is the actual distance between the home and the school? 10 kilometer. What is the distance between your home and school in map? 2 centimeter. The ratio between these two, 10:2. This is called scale. What is scale? Scale is the ratio between actual distance and distance shown in the map. For example, the distance from your home and school is 10 kilometer. And in the map we shows the distance between your home and school is 2 centimeter. The ratio between these two is called as scale. Scale is the ratio between actual distance and distance shown in the map. Here 2 centimeter equal to 10 kilometer. It means 1 centimeter equal to 5 kilometer. It represents 10 by 2 is equal to 5. So it represents 1 centimeter equal to 5 kilometer. So in map, if it shows, again I am using a scale. See, in map, just I am using some other things. The distance between park and your school is 20 kilometers. Then how will you indicate in your map? 20 divided by 5, that is 4 centimeter. 20 divided by 5, that is 4 centimeter. Like this you can calculate for all the places. Now comes two different scales. There are two different scales. One is small scale map and another one is large scale map. What does mean by small scale map? The small scale map shows large areas. For example, school to Chennai. It is maybe approximately 500 kilometers. So it is a large area. Comparatively, school to bus stand, it is only 1 kilometers or 500 meters. So it is very small area. So small scale map which shows large areas. Large areas means like countries, continents, etc. And for example, in map, actually the distance is 500 kilometers means in map we will show only 5 centimeter. Then what is large scale map? Vice versa, that is reverse. It shows only small areas like village, town, etc. For example, here the 5 centimeter represents only 500 meter. But in small scale 5 centimeter represents 500 kilometer. Here, which will give you the lot of informations. Sure, the large scale map only will give you lot of informations than the small scale map. Small scale map represents large areas like countries, continents, etc. For example, 500 kilometer means it will be represented by 5 centimeter. But in large scale map, it represents only small areas like villages or towns. For example, the 500 meters only it is represented by 5 centimeter. Here comes the next component, that is direction. You already well know about the direction. In second chapter itself, we are clearly know about the directions. Just again I am going to teach you about directions. Whenever you show the hand up, it is north, down, south, right, east, and left, west. These four are called cardinal points. These four directions are called cardinal points. And intermediate directions. See, intermediate directions are in between these main directions, cardinal points. What are they? Northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. So here it should not start in east or west. The intermediate directions, it should start only in north or in south. Northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. These four are intermediate directions, and north, south, east, west. These four are cardinal points. And which instrument is used to find the directions? In day-to-day life, we use compass. This is used to show you the directions, where you are standing, which is east to you, which is west to you. It will show you the directions. So, compass is an instrument which is used to show you the directions. Here comes the map. Here, just you see this map. See, if I show the directions, up, it is north. Down, If I show the direction up, it is north. Down means south. Right means east. Left means west. Be clear in this first. So, if I want to go from Vikash home, this is Vikash home. For example, this is given in your book. Vikash home to PO. PO means post office. If I want to go from Vikash house to post office, which are the directions I should follow? First, I want to follow up. Up means north. Then I want to follow left. Left means west. Then again I want to follow up. Up means north. Like that, you can able to give more examples from this diagrams. For example, again I will say, if I want to go from playground to shop, what directions I should follow? See, left. Left means west. And down. Down means south. So, west, south. You can come to shop. Like this, you can say the directions. Wherever you stand, you can say the directions. If you show the hand up, it is north. Down, south. Right, east. And left, it is west. And here comes the third component, conventional symbols. See, for example, I am a Tamilian, right? I belongs to Tamil Nadu. If I am going to Kerala and I do know to speak Malayalam, so I want to go to airport. Without asking anyone, how can I find the airport? See, if they draw the symbol like this, airport symbol, that is aeroplane symbol, and they have written 2 kilometers apart. So you can easily guess from this symbol. Without knowing the language, we can easily understand the things from the symbol. So that symbol is called conventional symbol. Conventional symbol gives you lot of informations in a limited space, and it is a universal language that can be understood by all. Even if I don't know the language, I can able to see from the symbol. PO means post office. Yes. Airport. Aeroplane symbol means airport. Plus symbol means hospital. Like that, we are having many universal symbols, many symbols that can be accepted by everyone. That symbol is called conventional symbol. Here in your book, they have given many symbols. For example, broad gauge, meter gauge, railway station, RS, they have written RS. And metal road. What is metal road? If it is properly lined, the road is properly lined, it is called as metal road. Unmetal road means completely it is made up of mud and it is not a proper road. That is called as unmetal road. If it is a metal road, you want to draw a line. If it is an unmetal road, you want to draw a parallel line, that is a splitted parallel line. And boundary, if you are standing between India and Pakistan, you can draw the international boundary. The international boundary here it comes, it will be very thick. And if you want to draw the state boundary, it will be light, it will be somewhat medium. And if it is a district boundary, that is between Tamil Nadu and Kerala, it will be very thin. So you can show the difference while drawing. International boundary you want to draw it should be very high shade. And state boundary it should be drawn very normal. And the district boundary should be very thin. Here next comes the symbol for temple, church, mosque. Right. Then post office. How can you indicate post office? It is indicated by letter PO. And if you want to represent post and telegram office, you can use PTO. And if you want to represent police station, simply you can write PS. And river. River means you can draw like this curve. And you can color even in blue color. Give blue color. So it is river. And if you are going to construct a house, and if you want to construct a well in your house, just you can draw a big dot. That is called as well, like this. And tank. Third one is tank. And canal. Fourth one is canal. And this is for bridge. So for these things, you don't want to write the things directly. Just you can use the symbols while you're drawing the maps. And these are the settlements. Number of houses placed in an area, that is called as settlement. Graveyard. The persons who died buried in this place, that is called as graveyard. You can use the symbols for settlements and graveyards. And for trees, you can use this symbol. And for grasses, you can represent by using this symbol. And also for different landforms, we can use different colors. For example, even small childs, if they want to draw mountain, what color they will give? Brown. Then if you want to draw some water bodies, we will give, yes, accurately, blue color. Then trees and grasses, what color we will give? Yes, green color. For plateaus, we will give yellow color. So for different landforms, we will give different colors. And next comes the sketch. What is mean by sketch? Just a small rough drawing. If your ma'am is asking to draw one your house roughly, how do you will draw? Just a small rough drawing without any scale or anything, just in your free hand you used to draw, no, that is called a sketch. A rough drawing without any scale, without fixing any centimeters or anything, roughly you will draw, no. For example, if your friend asks you some route, how can you go to this temple? Like that, if he asks to you, how can you draw? Just you will draw with rough drawing, no? Right, you just go right. There you will find one shop and go left. Like that, you will draw and show one rough drawing, no? That is called a sketch. And what is plan? Plan. What is a plan? Plan is called as a drawing of small area on a large scale. Small area, for example, small area means we can take a house. So before constructing any house, what will be the architect or civil engineer they will do? They ask to draw some plan and they will show that to some individual who is going to construct that house, or to the house owner. They will show that. So that is called as plan. Whether the house is a small area or a large area. Yes, it is, comparing to the countries or states, it is a very small area. But we are drawing in a large scale. So it is called as plan. The plan is a drawing of small area in a large scale. That is called as plan. Yes, now we will conclude chapter 4. Chapter 4, maps. Comparatively, by studying globe and maps, map gives us more advantage than globe. Because globe is spherical shape, so it is very tough to study in globe. So we are going for map. What is the definition for map? A map is a representation of earth surface or a part of it on a flat surface. Collection of map, it is called atlas. The three types of maps are physical map, political map, thematic map. Physical map shows the natural features of the earth. For example, plains, plateaus, rivers, oceans, etc. And what is meant by political map? Political map shows you cities, towns, villages, countries, continents, etc. Thematic map shows you, gives you specific information such as road maps, rainfall maps, etc. And we study different types of components, distance, directions and symbols. Right, that's all about chapter 4 maps. We will meet in chapter 5. Thank you, dears.